Hi, and welcome to an episode of Let's Play Minecraft. I wanted to make the elevator, and I gathered some resources, so I have some pistons, some redstone torches, and a bit of redstone and so on. I wanted to make the elevator, and then after I made uh, last episode was all about these overhangs things that I changed around. Oops, spoiler. Um, so yeah, I went with the design of the diagonal one, which was this one over here last time. As you can see, I changed out the white wool to white stained clay, which I think actually works. The next one, which I can't turn to right now, because I want to show you something. Um, but the next one to my right is both white clay and red clay. This one is red wool, and the blue wool I kept, but I made it to a diagonal one, um, which is gonna work when I get the structure done. And over here, if I'm a bit careful, you can see I also used the red clay, but kept the blue wool, the light blue wool. And you can see one of the beacons there and one of the beacons there. That one should be black too. It is at the surface, but I think I have messed up with the glasses or something. Um, Elevator. Um, I think I'm gonna put it so it comes up. Um, so we have the portal somewhere around here. I think this part would be the portal. Can't quite see it. Um, I want a bit of space, so these two glasses where the beacon were is actually quite perfect. Um, I could do it so I use these two for the torch tower and then this one is the elevator. I think that could work. So we want it to pop up here, so we want this to be in line with the floor. So, and the pistons need to be, so we need a piston here, and then two air blocks, and a piston, two air blocks, and a piston, and so on, so on, so on. So we will start here, and then make it work, put in the floor so it fits down there. And then we just need the torch tower, and I'll figure something out up here to make that work. Maybe I have to put a slab on this one or something. We'll see about that. Probably not too bad. If it's annoying to have some, I can always build sort of a statue or whatever on this spot. Um, that's not a problem. Okay, so yeah, let's just do this. So we dig down here, like so. Then we put in the piston right here, facing downwards. And I'll put in the torch tower after. Um, and then while we are here, let's use the opportunity to put in some smooth stone to cover up this mess. Also, we're probably gonna need a bit more than I brought. You can see that already. But yeah, we'll see about that. So this one and this one is free, and then we need a piston on that one. So let's bring this one down too. These ones free and piston here. Good. Luckily it's not that far down. So a piston here. Let's get rid of this. So that's the shaft. Put in this. Put it in there. Can take this out from here, like so. That, and let's remove this and a couple of these. Away with that. So like so. Yeah. Oops. So this one comes down here, and we have this. Yeah, we need more. We need more smooth stone. Okay. Let me just put in these the pistons and so, and also the torch tower, and then we can do the bottom part, and I'll put in some more smooth stone and stuff like that. All right, so the torch tower is in, the pistons are in, and as you can probably see here, this one has extended, and some of the others, well, probably all of them have extended. I'm just gonna put that there for now. So how we want it to work is when we press this pressure plate, then we actuate the torch tower. So we want this to be turned off right now, and the way we're gonna do that is by putting, just put that there for now. So first of all, we want this to connect up, and this one is for our redstone. So we put a sticky piston here facing outwards, and of course I've got to bring one of these. So we put piston out here, redstone block on that, and then we want our torch tower to go up here, so put the redstone on that so we can activate that one, and then we put a torch on this one, so now that one and these two retracted, which is how we want it to be. Then we need, I believe, a torch here, and then we need a redstone here and a redstone there, and I'm dying. Why am I dying? There we go. That was a bit stupid. I need to get out of here before I do that again. So yeah, let's put that down there, and then that there, and then we can put the block on here. So if we do that, it will extend. Right, so if I get this right, what we want to do is put this one on first. This one should be a torch. Let's just put that down there. And then that's still on, still gonna, oh right. Let's remove that one. There we go. Now it's working, so we can do this and that. And put these ones in. Basically what was happening was, yeah, I'm full. So yeah, what happened was that this line powered the block on the piston, so of course the piston would push out and mess stuff up. So yeah, if I do this, just to close this up, like so. Oops, ran out of blocks again. Alright, so yeah, let's just get to it. We can put this one in here, just to encapsulate that. Okay, so now this should work. So if we do this, boom, and we are up. A lot faster than using that stupid ladder. Hi, so this is the next day, and I have come to the conclusion that I don't really like how this elevator sits down here in relation to the portal. I do want to keep the portal, yeah, about here. I might lower it one down though, because I want to fit in as many chests as I can down here, and I want to decorate this space. And this, it's kind of cramped having the elevator right up to the portal like this. Also, the drop-down chute, which is over here, is kind of inconvenient that you have to sort of walk all the way around. So what I want is to have the drop chute over here, and then put the elevator over here facing that way. So maybe if you stand here, then you will be taken up. So I'm gonna move this one over here, and then move, I think I'm gonna change this, so instead of slime blocks we're gonna use water, so a water block here, and then I'm kinda gonna decorate this room a bit. I think I'm gonna go for something of a cave feel, so maybe some stalagmite or stalactites hanging from the ceiling and a bit coming from the bottom, and make it look a bit less man-made, if you want. So let me get to it. Alright, so the elevator has been moved a bit. Now we have a lot more room to work with, and I made the shaft. I haven't quite fixed up this one. I have done this one as I built it. But I thought we could decorate this area a bit together. I haven't filled these ones up, and I'm probably not gonna do it, but yeah, see about that. So don't mind the room behind the portal, because that will probably be decorated somewhat in a different style. I have a different idea for that, so I'll get back to that. The room we will focus on right now is this one. So what I was thinking was maybe keep a bit of height. So we might want to punch up a bit here. Might have to fix the corners of the portal, but we'll see about that. So in the middle here, we could push it up a bit. I think around here we probably want to take it down. So this here will be the either this or that one will be the wall here. I don't quite want to. I don't really want to be able to see the redstone, so I might cap it up here or even down here, but we'll see about that. I have a couple of ideas to do that. I'm gonna keep this in the middle here, so I probably should take it all the way here, and then I can start the wall here. These bits and bobs we probably could just fill up, so let's do that for now. So like this, and then we can just fill this in, like that, and the same with this basically. So like that, and don't want it quite symmetrical, but we will have to work around that. We have these sets of the drop chute and the elevator that has to look somewhat fabricated. So if we do this like that, and also these ones need to go all the way down, so like that, and I do want that one as well, like that. Probably should take the one beneath too, but I'll leave that for now. That's not quite important. So what we are gonna work with is we are going to use some cobblestone. We're not gonna use that one, and probably not gonna use that one either. One thing I have forgotten to make is a couple of these. Yeah, that should be enough. So over here, let's start with this section. So we put in, I don't think we need any more of this right now. Let's take this one down as well, and put this one here. for now though, I need to have some light in here. The portal is giving off some light, but that's not enough. So let's put a couple of torches here and here. Let's just take that one down. And we can fill this in as well. So, like so, and something like that. So over here, I was thinking we could do a bit of a stone mix up. So something like this, and we can keep some of the smooth stone. And then we can pop in a bit of this. I don't want any gravel, and I don't want any bricks over here. And then we can do, that's not quite what I wanted. Can do a bit symmetrical, so we can do something like that. Then put that there. So like it's sort of natural, but it's also sort of dug out, and maybe we can even do something like no, not that way. Something like this, and bit like that. Okay, we can do that. And let's take this one out as well and turn it into that one. Just to make it look a bit. Then we can do something like that. Yeah, that's right, we can't do that because that one's not. But then we can do it like this. So just like some of it has fallen down a bit. And then for the ceiling here, we could do, just to hide that one, could put a stair there. Then maybe turn this one into a slab instead, so it doesn't look too symmetrical. And then we can put a slab here, and then I think that's enough for the wall here. Yeah, let's keep it at that. Put that one there, and then I was thinking of using that. Let's put a bit of this up here, and then maybe we could sort of have these hang down. Does it connect with this? No, it doesn't. Okay, that works. Because then we can have this one like dripping down a bit. We don't want it to be symmetrical, so maybe we can do one here. And then we would have to make something like that, and then we can put that one there. I think that could work. And also we could put a couple on the floor here, just to make it work a bit up here as well. Then we can put that, and still want to have a sort of um, stairway going up to the side here. So maybe we can change this one into cobblestone and maybe a stair like that, and put this up here. Yeah, and then just make it a bit more, put it a bit more together, like so. And I think maybe doing something like this. Let's put that one there, and that one there. Right. Do want to keep a bit of that though, so let's say this is in, no, not quite enough. We want to mix in a bit more of this, I think. So like that. Bit too much smooth stone. Another good thing about these ones are that I think we want to make it intrude a bit. So maybe a stair here. Just like this one over here, so it looks like it's fallen down a bit. And yeah, so now we can walk up here, and then we can, if we need to, might lower. Actually, I think I'm gonna keep it at this height, and then I might just, these three, I could change out to these ones. So now we can walk both back and forth without any problems, and you still have the other stuff. So I think this side is done, and this side is done, and then we just need to finish off this part here. Right, so let's put in a couple of andesites up here, maybe even take it down a bit, like so, and then let's just cover this up. We don't need access to that. And then we want something a bit like this over here. I think we wanna work a bit more with the depth over here. So we can take this down a bit, like that, and maybe up here we even put this one here and that one there. Then we want let's see. This one up here and one up here, I think. And then to make that one come down there, and then need this to be like that, and we come up here like before. Put that here, maybe a stair here, just to make it look like there's something supposed to be there. Could even do this. It's a bit symmetrical, but could work. maybe change that one. And I think these two we change into andesite, and then we can put in a bit of something like that. Maybe change these two to something like this, and then like that, something like that. I think that could work. Put a stair here, that one there. Maybe a stair here. Put that one there. And I actually think that's... yeah. I think I've done it. I'm actually kinda happy about this one. Didn't take too long, and I think maybe that one there would work. Yeah, it braced it up a bit more, and we could change that one as well. So like that. Because this obviously looks like it's the most dense, and then it's a bit more broken up with the andesite, and then the most broken up part is the cobblestone. So like it's corroded a bit, and these ones are where where we have mined out the most. So that makes sense. I hope. And obviously we have tried, we have smoothed out the floor, but we also walked on it quite a lot. So from the portal to the elevator, and from the drop shaft to the portal. So all this stuff has been walked on quite a lot, and perhaps actually it would make sense to change this one in, because we also walked back to the storage room here. So changing that one up would make sense, but then keeping one or two as a smooth stone also makes sense, and maybe we walked more over on this side, so there's more smooth stone over here, and then there's more of the stone slabs over here, and then we walked this way less, so there might be a bit of andesite, and it's a bit more broken down than it is over here. So yeah, I think that works. That works pretty well. I could even put in, say, like an iron block, an iron ore or something, just like in the corner. So like there, so it's barely visible, or just here in the middle. I think that could work as well. Or even if I can find a couple more, I could put in some emerald blocks, or emerald ore. So like up here, for example, and back here in the corner, I could have some slightly hidden emerald ore blocks. So something you can barely see, but like this could sort of be an entrance to an emerald mine or something like that. That's something we can work on in the future if we want to go that way. But yeah, we'll see about that. At least now I have the elevator, which is the most important part, and then um, we can work a bit on either I'm gonna carry this over or I'm gonna try and integrate the design I have in mind for the farm down here as well. But we'll see about that. I'll hope I'll see you next time. Goodbye.